my girlfriend, she was vegan for a year, and she also lived in the Netherlands. She even lived, I don't know if you know Wageningen. She lived there, and it's very vegan friendly town. And then she moved away, and she found it really, really hard not to consume any animal products. So I also kind of, I don't know, kind of saw that. I was like, for me, I don't think it's achievable to be vegan at the moment. I think maybe it's also because my father is a hunter, so I have some of those ideas too. I think that meat is way more ethical, and even if I was a vegetarian now, I think I would still eat that.
Would you agree that humans deserve to have the right to have rights, to have the right to their own body, let's say, to body autonomy?
Yeah.
Yes.
Why do humans deserve the right to their own autonomy? Why?
Why?
I think because first of all they are an individual who are. I'm sorry for my English, but
No, that's good. That's good.
they
You're
are
doing great.
living on this planet, and I think everybody, whether human or animal, should have like rights.
Okay, I like that.
I think everybody deserves the right to their own body, and I think it's very important to respect that. Yeah.
Okay, I like that. So I agree with you that we do it. We still haven't touched upon why within stuff. So let's try to think. Why is it that what is it that humans have that says we deserve rights? Like everybody agrees that humans deserve rights. Like let me just put it in a different way. Why wouldn't you hurt another person?
Well, you don't want to cause hurt to other people. You don't
because
want
they would be in pain, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So all of this is called sentience, right? Because these other people they feel pain,
Yeah.
and you wouldn't want to do something bad to anybody else, right?
Yeah.
Just because they would feel pain themselves, or because they would feel bad emotions, let's say, right? So sentience means that they have emotions, that they feel pain, and that they experience the world around them,
Yes.
right? So this is what us as humans have, right?
Yes.
And you touched upon it. Animals also have this.
Yeah.
So then I want to ask you, what is it that what do you think about the animals that we put into slaughterhouses for us, that we farm, that we exploit?
I don't
Do you think they should deserve the right to
No.
their own body?
Oh no, they should. Obviously, they should. But they should not be in the slaughterhouses. Obviously.
Okay. Okay. So then, sounds to me like you're vegan. Are you vegan?
I am not vegan now.
No, I'm not.
Okay. So what do you think veganism is?
Well, not eating any animal products or not buying any animal products at all.
That's a good yeah. So veganism is about not exploiting animals.
Yeah.
It's a position. It's a moral principle where we say animals deserve the right to their own body. It's a moral position where we say animals should not be treated as objects, right? We shouldn't commodify animals. So that's what veganism is. Does that speak to you?
I do agree with some principles of veganism. I don't know if I would personally. I think there's some parts of it that maybe you don't have to adhere as strongly to, but I think there's definitely. I do really agree with the cause. Yeah.
Yeah. So then, if you agree with the cause, what is keeping you from being vegan, from participating in not being on the street like me, like an activist? Although we can get to that, but the question is, why is it that you are not at least not participating in the inflicting of the rights, like in the all of this abuse towards animals? What is keeping you from not being violent or abusive towards animals?
Well, honestly, for me, it's a bit laziness and also money. And just the time that you have to invest in all the recipes. And I'm a very picky eater, so it's very hard for me to find food. So that's my main reasons. But I do want to be more conscious of like what animal products I consume, and I want to be a vegetarian in the future. But yeah,
You said vegetarian.
yeah.
Do you know about the dairy industry, anything at all?
Oh, are you like saying maybe some of the products are still
So-
very much like
Okay, let me tell you, because a lot of people don't know this. I found out this is what made me vegan personally. Okay, I was vegetarian for 6 years, and I thought it's great for the animals. But then I found out what happens in the dairy industry. So why do cows produce milk?
Sorry, what?
Why do cows produce milk?
Oh yeah, for their offspring. Yeah.
For their animals, for their babies, right? Yeah. So what happens is farmers don't just wait for cows to say, "Oh, just get pregnant. We'll wait for you until you get pregnant." Farmers they forcefully impregnate the cows, so they're held in a thing that the industry term is called a rack. They're held by the neck. The farmers put their hands in their anus, holds their cervix, and injects bull semen in their vagina. That's the forceful impregnation. After 9 months, very much like a human, the duration of the pregnancy is very much like a human. After 9 months, when the baby is born, the baby gets separated from the mother, it gets taken away because the milk has to go for human consumption.
Yeah.
So that's already very distressing for the mother. If the baby is a male, they go to the slaughterhouse, they get killed because they're useless to the industry, they don't produce milk. If the baby is a female, they get put into the same cycle as their mothers, year over year, forceful impregnation, until like 6 to 8 years, depending on the cow, depending on the farm. When they also go to the slaughterhouse because farmers can no longer justify it financially keeping them alive. And they can live up to 20 years, so they don't live even half their life.
Can I ask a question? Do you
Yeah.
think there can be ethical milk consumption? Because, for example, my aunt, she had a milk farm, a small one, which she had to close due to financial reasons. Because it's very hard for small farmers to keep that kind of business alive and like treat the animals well. And she really connected also with the cows that she was keeping and was trying to do it very ethically. So do you think there could be something like that too?
So I don't believe cows can consent to giving milk for us. So therefore, I don't think we should ever take milk away from cows. And especially given that we don't need to, we don't need to eat any animal products. We don't need their cow's milk. And if you want to be a person who is concerned about nature and natural stuff, nobody, no animal on this earth consumes the milk of other species on a regular basis, let's say, right? Sure, there's exceptions when you see an animal bonding with another animal of another species, but most of the time there's no animal that directly consumes milk from other species, right? So either way, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything, right? The way I see it, it's from their perspective. If I were in their shoes, would I want to be forcefully impregnated? No, I would not want it.
Yeah.
Would I want my milk taken away and not given to my baby? No, I would not want that. So, is there an ethical way? I don't think so personally, because again, I don't think they could give consent. But
Okay.
why do you
So
want?
it's about consent for you.
It's about consent and it's about respecting their rights to their body, right? Like we said, like if it's their body, we cannot, if they don't consent, we cannot touch their body. It's their body, right? After all. So, I think I asked you before, but I don't remember what you answered. What is keeping you from being vegan?
Still the same answer.
The same answer.
Yeah,
Okay, just the cost you said. What else?
Cost, time consuming.
Time consuming.
Yeah, and you'd have to learn like how to cook a lot of things. It's very.
Where do you live? Do you live here?
Yeah, I live close to here.
Okay, so you live in Amsterdam.
No, not in Amsterdam. I live in Leiden.
Oh, but Netherlands.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, Netherlands. There's no excuse in Netherlands because Netherlands is the easiest country to be vegan, I think, in the world.
Yeah, my.
Hey, sorry. Do you mind?
Don't you show her muscles?
Yeah.
Okay.
Vegan muscles, man. Yeah. So, sorry about that. I forgot where I was. Yeah, in Netherlands. So nowadays, actually, this is the first year in the Netherlands when animal products are more expensive than vegan products. So, yeah, animal-based
I do
meat.
try to buy the vegetarian or vegan meat alternatives usually. Yeah.
Yeah, but like, so let's say even if it's 10% more expensive, right? I think 15% more expensive. Do you think the difference in price justifies taking the life of an animal, or exploiting them, or abusing them, or inflicting on their rights?
No, I guess not. No, but it's also I think maybe it's easier for me, but some other people it would be harder for them to.
Yeah. I'm sure that there's people out there for whom
Would probably.
it would perhaps be harder than it is for you.
Yeah.
I don't think it's impossible for anyone, but I think like even for people who it is easy for, like such as yourself, I think then you have even more of a responsibility to act and do something about it, because the more vegan products you purchase, the cheaper the vegan products become, and therefore more accessible to people who couldn't otherwise afford it.
Yeah.
Before,
It's just,
right?
for example, my girlfriend, she was vegan for a year, and she also lived in the Netherlands. She even lived, I don't know if you know Wageningen. She lived there, and it's very vegan-friendly town. And then she moved away, and she found it really, really hard not to consume any animal products. So I also kind of saw that. I was like, for me, I don't think it's achievable to be vegan at the moment.
I mean, I am. What do you mean? It's easy, and there are several studies out there, and I can tell you for a fact that it is cheaper to be vegan because I've been vegan here, it is cheaper to be vegan in the Netherlands than it is to not be. I was a vegetarian before, and it's more expensive. Cheese is expensive.
Can I interrupt?
Yeah,
But
please
it's
go ahead.
only like cheaper in the Netherlands, or would you say in any
So
other country? But I live in Germany right now.
where can you say it again?
In Germany.
In Germany, yeah. Oh,
And,
Germany is good.
I already bought some vegan products like meat, vegan meat, and yeah, I think I could like cook some meals with it, but I think they were a lot more expensive.
Yeah, but another thing that I forgot to mention, like when you think about vegan food,
Yeah,
you don't necessarily have to think about the mock meats or the fake, or if not mock cheese, right?
Yeah.
All of these, you just have to think about pasta, rice, beans, lentils, legume,
Yeah.
all of these legumes, chickpeas, hummus,
Yeah.
all of it is vegan, right?
Sure.
Most of the foods that you probably consume, like 80 to 90% of your plate should anyway be vegan, should be plant-based.
Yeah.
So the other 10% is about how you supplement that, right? So you can go the route where you go mock meats, you could go the route where you go tofu, tempeh, all of these other products which are pretty cheap, right?
Yeah.
And Germany is a very
Eat
good
them
country
too.
to be vegan. Say it again.
I also eat stuff like this, but
Yeah. So what is keeping you from being vegan? Because you seem to already
no, it's the same reasons. Yeah.
same reasons, yeah. But like all of these reasons, imagine if instead of the animals that we currently farm, there would be dogs. Do you like dogs
I like dogs, yeah.
or cats? Which one do
I
you
don't
like
think
more?
it would be the same ethics.
No, but like if you would to find out that any of the meat that you find in supermarket, any of the cheese that you find in supermarket comes from exploited dogs, would you still consume them?
I think all animals have the same worth, so
Exactly. All the animals
it
are
would
the
just
same.
be obviously a different cultural thing. So it probably would be normal then, I guess.
Yeah, but assuming it's not normal, assuming it's you find out in the news now that all of it is dog meat. Like that's my question to you. Like with your current knowledge, would you consume dog meat?
I mean, I still think that all animals obviously deserve the same rights. It's not like one
Yeah.
species; it's about the others. So I don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't think I would seek it out because of obviously in our culture, dogs have a different standing than farm animals. So I probably have some, ideas about it. I don't know how to say it in English, but maybe you know what I mean.
I know what you mean. But then let's make a different comparison, right? Because the way I started this experiment was why do humans deserve rights, right? And we said because they're sentient, right? Animals are also sentient. So then let me ask you, what is it that a human being has that an animal doesn't have that it says it's okay to kill one for optional food and not to kill the other?
I don't think it's anything that, well, obviously there is differences between humans and animals in consciousness, I would say.
The animals also have consciousness.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah, but I think a different level of consciousness, probably
There's
from
human
humans.
beings
We
who
don't
also
know.
have less
We don't know.
consciousness, right? There's human beings who also have less
Yeah.
consciousness.
That's true.
In that sense, right?
Yeah.
So that's the line is very blurry between humans and animals because there really isn't any line. There's human beings who actually intertwine with the intelligence and the consciousness of animals, and there's animals who intertwine with the intelligence and consciousness of human beings. So in that sense, would we draw the line and say animals deserve less than us?
I don't think they deserve less than us. As I said, I'm against mass farming. I'm against those violations. I don't think I agree that it is unethical to kill other animals because I think other animals kill other animals. I think it's in our nature. But I don't agree with the way it's done.
But the animals, you said that other animals kill other animals, right? But other animals also rape other animals, and yet we say we shouldn't do it, right? Wouldn't you find it a bit absurd if somebody commits rape and then says, "Well, other animals do it too. It's in our nature."
Yeah, so I guess we do hold ourselves to a higher
Yeah, we do.
standard. That's
Yeah.
true, yeah.
Yeah. So then, in that sense, we should also hold ourselves up to the whole higher standards, right? Not just pick and choose because this one gives us pleasure, right?
Well, honestly, I haven't thought about it that way, but I would still say there is a difference between the suffering and a swift kill.
Between the suffering and
Between suffering and a swift kill. I think that's kind of the cycle of life.
But would you accept that as a justification for taking somebody else's life? One of your friends, her, for example? If somebody took her life and said, "Oh, you did it instantly."
I would eat your bone. Yeah, no. No, I wouldn't eat you.
In context, it's still murder, right? Because we still kill them against their will. They still want to live,
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah.
right? None of them want to die. None of them. They all struggle. They all they all push against it. If you see these videos, you see just how much they want to continue living. Nobody wants to die.
Yeah, obviously no one's like
Yeah. So when we do this to them, we force them in a situation. We kill them. We do something against their will, right?
Yeah. I don't know. I think maybe it's also because my father is a hunter, so I have some of those ideas too. I think that meat is way more ethical, and even if I was a vegetarian now, I think I would still eat that.
But again, like ethical, yeah. There's obviously even within ethics, there's things that are better than other things, right? Like if I shoot you in the head, it's probably better than if I cut each of your arms and then let you bleed to death, right?
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean that both of them are bad, right? So that's why, in that sense, yes, hunting may be better than factory farming, but it's still bad. It's still killing unnecessarily, right? Needlessly, because we can survive and thrive, and we have readily available options. So us choosing to kill an animal just means we do it because we want to, not because we need to, right? It's taking, and imagine this, for us it's 10 minutes of food. For them it's their whole existence, their whole life. And every animal, just like us, gets only one chance at life. We see them as, because we do factory farming and we see one animal over one animal, but the reality is each of them has their own life, their whole universe around them. The minute we kill them, that's all gone. For what?
Yeah, that's true.
That's what it
You're
is.
not wrong. Yeah.
Yeah. So no, nothing, huh?
I mean, I agree with your mindset.
You agree with the mindset? Yeah. Yeah. Seems
Yeah.
like you just need to go get there, huh? To the.
Yeah, sure. Most of the people do. Most of the people do.
You'd be
Yeah.
surprised.
I
You'd
think
be
a lot
surprised.
of people do have.
I
Oh, like maybe you talk to more people.
I talk to a
about
lot of
this
people.
than us.
There's a lot of people who don't care. There's a lot of people who just like animals. I don't care about animals.
I guess a lot of people are probably also, yeah, it's probably also the guilt, maybe a little bit, I would say, at least, about consuming and maybe in these unethical ways, and then you just push it out, just try to like avoid it altogether. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think they don't care.
Yeah, I also think a lot of the times it's not necessarily that they don't care. It's just a cognitive dissonance. They just want to run away from it. They're just like, no, I don't want to think about it. Right? That's the main reason. But like, so far we've understood that the animals deserve rights. So far we've understood that when we buy animal products, we inflict on their rights. So, we talked about price. We touched upon taste. So what else is keeping you from it?
I mean, still, it consumes a lot of time.
It consumes just as much time as the rest. Like especially here or Germany, you have readily available options. Like in Alberheim, if you say I want to buy a wrap, there's a whole section of vegan wraps, vegan sandwiches, everything.
I do try to do that. What I'm doing at the moment is trying to buy as much as I can with alternatives and not consuming meat.
Yeah.
So I do agree with like that is unethical, and I'm trying to really move towards being vegetarian. I'm not really considering
Vegan.
veganism.
Yeah,
I must say.
Is there a difference between dairy products and meat, given that both of them kill the animal, both of them exploit the animal?
I do see about the milk industry, as you said. No, I guess I would have to think about it more.
Yeah, of course you have to think about it,
Different
right?
industries. There's obviously more than just the milk industry. That's part of being vegan. Yeah.
But let me just ask you this: if you had to tomorrow, if you had to be vegan, you had to. I don't know. Your health says there's no way for you to eat any animal product. You become allergic to them or something. Would you find a way to be vegan? Would you find a way to be vegan?
I mean, if I had to, I would probably find a way.
There you go. So there is a way, right? There is a will, there is a way. So it's not about. That's what I'm trying to say, because you just
Yeah.
there is. That's the reality.
It's still, if I had to only eat rats from tomorrow on, like I would also do that. It's still harder. It's still.
I understand that maybe there's a bit of a difficulty at first, right? Because it's a change of habit, it's a change of lifestyle. But honestly, it takes a week or two, maybe 3, a month, let's say, and afterwards it's exactly the same thing. You go to the supermarket, you buy the same products that you normally do, but this time they're vegan. You go to the restaurants, you buy the same product, the same dishes that you normally do, but this time you go for the vegan options. It's the same thing. It's really, like for me, I didn't find it at all difficult to be vegan. Honestly, the most difficult part about being vegan is talking to people about it. But
And I think you do it in a very respectful way.
Yeah, I
We have a German influencer who is also doing activism, and she gets a lot of hate because she gets very aggressive. And I think you're very inspiring and by doing so. And I would really say thank you because now I really think about it. And when I see those videos, she's like, first of all, very aggressive, and she also compares very weird stuff and get it mixed up. And I think you're doing it very respectfully.
I'm trying to be respectful. That's just how I am, right? Every activist is their own way, and I think there's a place for every type of activism. There's a place for, there's people on the street who respectful means nothing. They need a push. They need these people who are a bit more aggressive towards them, right? But the only way to know that if me being respectful works is by you two going vegan. Otherwise, it means nothing, right? It's the same. Otherwise, might as well be pushy and something, right? So that's all it is. I don't want to push you too long. Do you have any questions for me about veganism?
I think I asked all my questions already.
Okay, I'll give you some resources to look further into it. What I want from you is to first and foremost get informed, and please act. It is an urgency because every time you buy an animal product, an animal goes to a slaughterhouse. And if you're in their shoes, what would you want yourself to do? Would you want yourself to stop, or would you want yourself to say, "I'll think about it. Maybe I'll act. Maybe not." Right? We have to think from this perspective. We all belong on this earth. All of us belong. Animals too. We don't, just because we're more intelligent doesn't mean we have the right to use earth how we want, or everybody else around us how we want, right? Imagine if some human becomes super intelligent and starts using humans just because he can, right? This is what we do to animals.
That's what we're already doing, right?
Well, not in the sense that you still have body autonomy. You still have a lot of this, right?
Not everyone, obviously.
Not everyone, but when we do see people who don't have that, we fight for them, right? This is what we need to do also for these animals. And at first, if you don't want to fight for them, that's fine. But the first and foremost, don't participate in it. Don't be the reason why they go to the slaughterhouse. Don't be the reason why they have their rights being taken away from them. Because right now you are. So that's the question. Do you want to stop, or do you want to continue doing that?
Well, I can't promise you to be a vegan.
No. Just promise me you'll look into it, and then
I will look into it. Yeah.
just promise me you'll look into it, and that you will act.
Sure.
If you find that you relate to it, act. It's how old are you, by the way?
21.
21. How about you? I'm 37, and my biggest regret in life is not being vegan earlier.
Did you become vegan?
I became vegan 3 years ago,
3 years, okay.
and I was 6 years before that vegetarian. As I told you, I thought I was doing enough, but it's not. So, same thing. So,
Yeah, I think it's also a journey. I don't think I have my life together at the moment to just be able to go vegan. I don't know. It's a bit hard for me, I think.
it can sound like a journey, right? But the reality is that you're faced with this choice every day, right? Every day you eat something, you're faced with a choice. What will I eat today? What will I eat right now? And you're faced with either something vegan or something that exploits an animal. So you have to choose what you want to do going forward, right?
I think you can also minimize damage, though.
You can
Minimize damage.
obviously you can take it step by step, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, but as you take it step by step, some animals will still die for you. It will still go into slaughterhouses,
That's true.
right? So that's all I'm trying to say, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you for this time.
Let me give you some resources. If you scan this code or go on this website and put in this code,
Yeah.
you will have a thing called the most important speech you will ever hear.
I'm going to challenge your belief systems today, so certain parts of the speech will be intense.
Kind of what we discussed just now, but it teaches you about eggs, about milk, also about honey, and there's nothing wrong with knowing more about it, right? There's nothing more about knowing what you pay for. So watch that, please. And then if you choose if you decide that you want to go vegan, there's Challenge 22. It's a website where they give you free recipes and hook you up with a nutritionist for every day, send you everything that you need. And they hook you up with a nutritionist. And if you scan this code or go on this website and type in this code, there's even personalized help. All of it is free. We don't want any money, we just care about the animals, okay? The most important speech you'll ever hear. Can you promise me you'll watch that?
I'll watch it, yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry I forgot your names. What was your names again?
Live.
Liv. Okay, Liz, it was nice talking to you. I hope even if your dad is a hunter, my parents are not vegan,
Yeah.
but it doesn't mean that I need to follow I need to go into their own footsteps, right? I can just I can choose my own path in life.
Maybe he'll kick me out if I. No, sorry, I'm joking.
Maybe maybe if you watch this speech with your father, maybe he'll also act. You know that I have heard a lot of success stories. You know about children who have inspired their parents.
I
You
think
never
my
know.
dad is too far gone. I don't think he can be convinced.
I just
I think
want you
if
yourself.
I even mention he's not very good on veganism.
Fair enough. And what was your name?
Michael.
Micah.
Thank you
Yes.
so much.
Yes,
I'm sorry, I'm not good in English, so I just listened.
Okay. Thank you for listening. I will repeat that going forward, you have a responsibility. When you will consume an animal product, an animal will be exploited, abused, and slaughtered on your behalf. If you don't want that to happen, choose the vegan option. And if you don't know whether you want to go vegan or not, be plant-based until you decide whether to go vegan or not. Just to be sure that that's what you want, right? Just to not create more victims along the way. That's all it is, okay?
Yeah, thank you, Cora,
Thank you so
for
much.
answering our questions.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
It's about veganism. Oh, and you have my social right there on the card if you. It's Vegan Power Lab.
Yeah. Okay.
Nice.
And you will upload it there? Or?
Probably, yeah, probably I'll upload it on YouTube. Yeah, because you seem very open-minded. I like the conversation. You asked a lot of questions. Just
Yeah, I mean, I am. Um, obviously, I'm thinking a lot about this type of stuff currently. So
Yeah.
it's a good conversation.
You know, I know it can seem like for me, most people see it as a commitment issue, where it's so hard to commit to the idea that I will never eat cheese again, I will never eat animal products again, right? Because there's these products that give you pleasure. You're like, oh, I remember how nice it tastes, or whatever, right? But the reality is that if you take it day by day approach, at some point you realize that you don't even miss it anymore. At some point you realize that why would I touch it again? And if you think that there's victims on the other side, it just makes everything so much easier. That's all it is. There's products that I used to like. When I pass by the supermarket, sometimes I look at them and I remember, no, why would for that, it's not worth it. Because you can find anything that you want vegan nowadays, anything. Any dish that you want can be made vegan, and anything, the taste is, it's like there's such a small difference between the taste that you just have to get used to it. That's all it is.